Tonight on Ctv3 News, Prime Minister John Briceño is back from Seoul. He speaks on the unfortunate passing of 20-year-old Jesus Sakul. Believes to benefit from Korean Economic Development Corporation Fund program at 0.1% interest rate. Orange Walk is looking at a new hospital. 60-megawatt energy plant to be constructed in Belize. An Orange Walk Council introduced artificial intelligence to its transport department. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Friday, August 4th, 2023.
Me encuentro recluida porque fui acusada de inhumación, exhumación de cadáveres, profanación de cadáveres y homicidio de 13 personas.
Ellos decían que era santería, nosotros decíamos que era satanería.
Yo nunca me imaginé que a mí me iban a aventar todo lo de Adolfo.
Quien jefaturaba y quien ordenaba y quien tenía el poder y el peso de decisión pues era Sara.
When we were elected in 2021, we were determined to work hard for the benefit of the people. In just 2.5 years, we have accomplished a lot. Amongst many of our accomplishments, we are proud to say that we have acquired the most vehicles and machinery ever acquired by any council in just a short time. Under the leadership of Mayor Ladrick Shepherd, your Orange Walk Town Council has acquired a grader, a backhoe, a garbage compactor truck, a water truck, 2 brand new utility Kias, and a brand new patrol pickup for the traffic department. With this equipment, we're able to do a lot more. We remain committed to continue working together because only together progress continues.
Good evening. With your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. All week, we have been bringing you updates on the most unfortunate incident that was registered on Monday night here in Orange Walk. Residents of Trawl Farm and Orange Walk Town have been in uproar against the Orange Walk Police Department since that fatal night that claimed the life of a delivery man and has left his passenger, also a delivery guy, in a serious health condition. The madness of the people rose to unprecedented levels after it was known that Jesus Sakul passed away at the Northern Regional Hospital while in the X-ray room. Sakul was driving a motorcycle with his cousin, Jairo Guerra, when police saw them coming out of a known drug area alongside the Belize Corozal Road in Orange Walk Town. The officers turned on the siren to indicate to the men that they must stop, but instead the cycle sped off and a high-speed police chase ensued. Minutes after the police mobile caught up with the motorcycle, eyewitnesses claimed that the police mobile hit the back of the cycle, causing an accident. Police, however, refute those allegations as they claim that it was the cycle that crashed into them. As a result, Jesus Sakul, better known as Chus, lost his life later that night. Police are still holding on to their report that they chased the men because the passenger had what appeared to be a weapon, which he threw to the side of the highway during the pursuit. Right after the accident, police returned to the area where they found a battered piece of a plastic recreational sports air pistol. This has caused many to doubt the policemen's recounting of the incident, and that is causing speculation of incompetence in the department. Today, the Prime Minister arrived to the country and the media asked him about the incident that unfolded in his immediate district.
I was not here and I have not gotten an official report for me to be able to give a proper answer. But I can tell you that that of course it pains me to whenever any young person loses their life, and especially under these foolish circumstances, no? Because if the police tell you to stop, stop. Why you run around, and it's unfortunate. Whether if the police did anything intentionally to hurt any citizen, and especially in a case where somebody is killed or dies, then those police officers have to be held accountable.
Jairo Guerra remains hospitalized and needs surgery. There is no word if any of the officers involved have been charged, and none of their names has been released for public knowledge. The Honorable John Briceño, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment, led a high-level delegation of Belizean officials, including Mr. Bernard Wagner, Mayor of Belize City, Dr. Oswald Martinez, Chief Executive Officer, Ministry of Economic Development, and Mr. Elude Miller to the Republic of Korea between the dates of July 29 to August 3rd. Delegations from the Republic of Korea and Belize met in Seoul on 1st of August 2023 for the negotiation on the framework agreement for grant aid between the government of the Republic of Korea and the government of Belize. The negotiation was conducted in a friendly atmosphere and in a spirit of mutual understanding, which allowed the two delegations to reach agreement on all the articles of the agreement. One of the productive outcomes of this meeting was the approval of a Korean Economic Development Corporation Fund (ECDF) program at a 0.1% interest rate with a 30-year payback period. Today, as he made the trip back to the Jewel, the Prime Minister spoke about that funding.
They have this special fund, the EDCF, the Economic Development Corporation Fund, of which developing countries can access funding at 0.01% to be paid over 30 years, and in many instances a part of that fund is made, of that loan is even a grant. But Belize, unfortunately, we are considered a middle-income country based on GDP, and we have to be making the case that we are not a middle-income country because we have, whilst it's our GDP is fairly high compared to other countries, it's only 400,000 of us, but we are in a big country. So I tell them, imagine Barbados in one of our islands, Ambergris Caye, with 100 miles of paved road, you cover the entire country. We don't. And we need clinics, we need bridges, we need farm roads, we need schools, we need hospitals. So it is very costly for Belize to be able to put the necessary infrastructure that we want to provide for our people. And the president agreed with Belize, with us, and so he instructed immediately that they should allow Belize now to have access to these funds.
And wasting no time, the government is already eyeing various projects, including a hospital for Orange Walk.
We already have with Kabe, they are already through their funds, the Korean funds, looking at different hospitals, but we're looking at the possibility of now giving priority to Toledo, a hospital for Toledo and for Orange Walk. We are also looking at the possibility of digitizing the land titles unit and the land registry, which is something that is very necessary for economic activity in the country. They are so ahead when it comes to e-commerce and e-governance. We were also talking about a forensic, a modern, well-equipped forensic lab, for which again he has agreed that he's prepared for us to be able to access these funds to be able to do this.
During the meeting in Seoul, a cooperation framework agreement for grant aid between the government of Belize and the Republic of Korea was also signed. This agreement promotes poverty reduction and the sustainable economic trade and investment and social development of Belize through grant aid from the Republic of Korea and further strengthens the collaborative relations between the two countries. The grant aid program includes inviting nationals of Belize to training programs in the Republic of Korea, dispatching experts and volunteers to Belize, providing Belize with equipment, machinery, and materials in connection with grant aid programs, constructing facilities that are necessary for implementing these grant-aided programs, coordinating with the respective authorities to implement the programs, and providing the Belize government with other forms of grant-aided programs as agreed upon by both parties. Slow, condensed, chaotic traffic is disliked by both drivers and pedestrians. But could technology end it all? With the number of cars clogging streets around town, which is probably going to double in the coming years, new ways of responding to crashes, controlling traffic lights, creating diversion, and disseminating information will be needed to keep traffic moving. So, can artificial intelligence assist in creating and enabling a traffic environment that can be conducive for everyone involved and can guarantee safety for all? It seems, and the Orange Walk Town Council's Municipal Transport Department is already putting technology to the test by utilizing a software developed by Vistro.
So our AI, the way it works is language is just another metric of measurement. Just as math is 2 plus 2, English has a specific structure, language has a specific structure, and she uses that to understand a conversation. And so we have been working with the town council and the traffic department for them to utilize Edith to provide that support. The same technology that she has that helps us operate our company, she's helping now to operate the town council. So at the moment, she has been fed with data, a bit of traffic data, and so you can message the town council's Facebook page or website and ask her questions about how much to renew, how long can you renew, can I get a ticket for this? And she will explain to you and walk you through the process of why that is. So she's been helping the town council with answering general questions, booking services. She's been also been helping other companies as well to streamline their workflow.
Right. So what we do, we go to the town council website and we type out our question, and then we get a voice message or we get a typewritten message also.
You get a typewritten message.
Okay.
So she would respond as one of the clients of the town council. So you can message and then make a follow-up question to that existing query you had, and she can explain it to you in various steps. So in this example, she has someone asked about their ticket, and she explained that yes, you can get a ticket for parking on the sidewalk, and explains the whole process of why that might happen and the cost that they are looking at.
One good thing about using Edith is that she is fed more information while in constant use. At the end, there is a flick in graphics.
One of her pillars is that she uses machine learning. So every time someone asks a question and she can't get it right, or she studies what her response was, she teaches herself as well on the best ways and how to improve herself. So the more data she has over time and she goes teaching herself, the better she goes improving. There's many times that we've seen for other companies that they make a request and she has learned how to do that request, and then she can move forward with that.
Edith is available for simple or complex situations relating to traffic in Orange Walk and all that is encompassed in Chapter 192 of the Laws of Belize. Everyone, including pedestrians, are encouraged to follow the rules and regulations that govern traffic. On June 30th, the Minister of Human Development, Dolores Balderramos Garcia, reported in the House of Representatives that the Brazilian administration intended to expand the basic food basket of regulated food items from only 9 to 43 to combat inflation. The minister notified that the intention was to broaden the range of regulated goods and reduce the markup range to a maximum 15% to 20% to ensure that a wider array of essential food items will be subject to monitoring and control. This, we anticipate, will help to stabilize prices, making these items more affordable and accessible to all Belizeans. The list includes vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. In total, 31 food items would be regulated with a 15% retail markup, and 13 non-food items would only be allowed a retail markup of 20%. On July 18, the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, BCCI, wrote the Prime Minister with concerns that, apart from the lack of meaningful consultation with the private sector, there appeared not to have been any research done ahead of the policy change. They consider the changes will lead to disproportionate burdens on the private sector. The Chamber is now calling for meaningful discussions with government for a comprehensive, well-informed policy to be developed. But for Prime Minister John Briceño, pressing the pause button at this time would be impossible since he says the price gouging must halt.
The statistics that the Statistical Institute of Belize issued, it was I think last week, it pointed out that inflation has gone down to about, is it 3%? I think it's 3%. But yet, overall, but when you look at food, food items, the inflation in food items or prices have gone up. I'm trying to remember the right number, but it's like over like 12%. Obviously something is wrong. That there are unscrupulous business people that are taking advantage of people, especially poor people, and I make no apology for something like that, that we have to go after them. Whilst we have not met with the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry officially, we have met with the importers, we have met with some of the biggest retailers and telling them, guys, this is getting out of hand. We have to, if you do not do something about it, we will have to act. We have a responsibility to protect the interests of our people. And if we believe that you are price gouging, then we are going to act. And if you were to ask anybody around this country, everybody will tell you they believe that these stores are price gouging, that they are raising the price. I mean, one day did something and I think cost $1.25, following day cost $2. I mean, it's ridiculous. Now, the BCCI know if they were interested also, and we will meet with them. I have sent Mrs. Garcia, my CEO, has written a letter to them. But they also should have been proactive. They should have also been cautioning out to their members and telling them if you don't do something, government is going to act. We will meet with them. We were trying to find how best we could address this issue. But this issue of price gouging must come to an end.
The Chamber affirms that research would shed light on the impacts that price controls would have on the business environment and the economy, and also determine what has actually been driving the increase in prices. They point to members being severely impacted by increasing costs of transportation, labor, licenses, and other bureaucratic processes. It has been over several months since the government of Belize canceled the lucrative contract to administer the nightly Bolido as well as the Sunday lottery draw, which was previously held by Brad's Gaming Group. The cancellation of that contract also translated to a pause in the nightly Bolido and Sunday lottery draw. Since then, Joe B. announced the nationalization of the lotteries to benefit the Belizean people in areas of health, education, youth, and sports. After several months of work and coordination, Belizeans will be happy to hear that the nightly Bolido is likely to resume as early as next week.
It has been a lengthy process because we want to do it right. We want to ensure that whatever is done, that the Belizean taxpayers, and in this case, we hope that most of that money will be able to go to the National Health Insurance. So we hope, I am told that the bids have been in and that they opened the bids, I think, this week. I've not gotten a briefing from CEO Garcia, but I'm supposed to get that. So hopefully next week. So I see within the next week or two that the announcements are going to be made. And I know we've ordered equipment. We've ordered the the machines that will be used. The program, I think, has been ready, and I think they've been testing it to ensure that it can work well and that it cannot be hacked so easily. So we're doing it right, and that's what's important.
Coming up next, Belize campaigns for waiver of Schengen visas. Stay tuned.
Me encuentro recluida porque fui acusada de inhumación, exhumación de cadáveres, profanación de cadáveres y homicidio de 13 personas.
Ellos decían que era santería, nosotros decíamos que era satanería.
Yo nunca me imaginé que a mí me iban a aventar todo lo de Adolfo.
Quien jefaturaba y quien ordenaba y quien tenía el poder y el peso de decisión pues era Sara.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move.
Another successful week of the annual Orange Walk Central Summer Sports Camp came to an end today with the distribution of medals to the over 120 participants. The camp, which was carried out from the 1st to the 4th of August, was sponsored by Honorable John Briceño and the Orange Walk Central Executive Committee, with support by the Orange Walk business community.
Since Tuesday, children have been training in sports such as football, volleyball, basketball, and karate. Now, while the students missed the iconic workout session with the Prime Minister this morning to mark the official closing of the event, they were each awarded a certificate of completion as well as a brand new school bag filled with school supplies. This year marks 24 years that the camp has been ongoing since its inception in 1999. And while the Prime Minister was unable to attend this morning's ceremonies, Mayor Ladrick Shepherd shared a few words with the participants on his behalf.
I'd like to thank each and every you for being out here today. I'd like to thank your parents for giving you the time. I know that it's summertime. I'd like to thank the coordinators, all of you coordinators that came out here to dedicate your personal time to these kids. It's so genuine what you all are doing. You know, these things is supposed to be not only one time, I show. We're supposed to have these things at least 4 times, at least every quarterly. It would be so nice if you kids can come out and enjoy yourself. And now, what I would want it to happen is that when you all finish this, we always say in my show, we want these kids to go into a tournament. We're losing our kids when it comes to the sport. There is a lot of international games playing right now. But there's not enough tournaments happening for you guys to be trained properly for those tournaments. And this summer camp is dedicated to that, to give you all an idea of what you're supposed to do getting ready for your different disciplines. My show, I want to say that you and your entire staff has done a tremendous job. I'm here representing the Prime Minister. He couldn't be out here today. And I'm sure that on his mind and on his heart, he has you guys that he wants to see you develop into nice sporting kids. So let's give the Prime Minister a round of applause for not being out there. He's not out here. And his entire staff, the central executive, for organizing this tournament, guys. I know that there is, and I must say that this time the Prime Minister, Antioch, my show is the first time ever that we are giving out school bags. So let's give the Prime Minister one more round of applause. This time we're giving out school bags to the kids. The vision and what he has in mind when it comes to this summer camp, he's always making sure that the kids benefit out of it. He's always making sure that you enjoy what you're doing.
After 24 years, coordinator for the summer camp, Ben Ramos Sr., says the objective of the camp remains the same, which is to ensure that participants have a good time.
It was, I would say, a little short of 4 days, but because of commitments from, first it was the PM would have been around, and he still wasn't around, and I know he has a lot of commitments, but the 4 days were rather packed for us, and I can tell you one thing, the kids did enjoy it. I mean, you cannot take away fun from children. And they are eager and they always want to play. No matter what you do, no matter how tired you get them, they still find energy to want to play, which is the objective of this camp, to get everybody to play, to have fun. Mixed feelings, because like the mayor said, we wish that we could have it for more than 1 week. That it would, this is what our children need. This is what we need to do to our kids so that they keep active, so that they have a reason for doing school, doing sports. I mean, it's a mixture that you really want to keep very, very healthy. And this in itself, we are happy to have done it. We would really want to do more of it, but, finances and so on is not so easy.
As these young minds receive their certificate, they told us how proud they are of their accomplishment.
I came last year and it was so much fun. I came last 2 years and it was fun because I went the 2 years in football, so I choose football again.
Talk to us a little about some of the things that you guys learned during the camp.
We learned about passing, throwing in the ball from the proper way. I learned to stop your ball, then you kick, and then our coach taught us about penalties. When you drop, that will be a foul, and penalty.
Is this something that you guys would want to do again next year?
Yes. Yes.
And you will join football again, or you want to join another sport?
Football. Football again, yeah.
So you guys want to play football in the future?
Yes.
And would you guys encourage your other schoolmates and classmates to join the camp next year?
Yes, I will. Yes.
Why would you tell them to come?
Because it's fun and I'm learning a lot of cool things right here, like tricks and stuff. So I'll improve them to come. I'm gonna tell them to come so they can play football with me. I was here last year, so I thought I'd join again. It seemed fun. I wanted to help people too. And my aunt, she plays volleyball, and I wanted to be like her. So I just want to have fun and play volleyball.
Talk to us about the experience these days that you were able to learn from the facilitators and participate with your friends.
They learned me how to finger, how to bump, how to receive, and it was fun learning. I love to learn. I learn all kinds of stuff.
Is this something that you would want to do again next year?
Of course, I want to do it each year if they have it each year.
And you want to continue with volleyball, or you want to learn other sports as well?
I would like to learn other sports. I like playing football too.
And would you encourage your classmates and others to come to the camp as well?
Yes, I will teach them. I will let them come here and have fun with me.
I came to the summer camp because I went yesterday. I went last year and it was really fun, so I decided to come back. And I chose basketball because I've been playing basketball since I was 6 years old.
Talk to us a little about the experience that you had these past days interacting with other kids and also with the facilitators learning basketball.
Well, it was fun because most of the kids I already knew and I was friends with. And then it was really fun. I got to learn a little bit of new stuff. I already knew about basketball, but they taught me more.
Is basketball something that you want to continue doing in the future?
Yes, yes.
And would you also come back to the summer camp next year?
Yeah, because it's 7 to 12, so I'll have 2 more years left.
Well, I decided to join it because I want to learn self-defense. That way, if anybody wants to mess with me, that way they will see not to mess with me.
Talk to us a little about what you learned during the class.
I learned how to defend myself very good, how to pin someone to the ground, how to punch someone, how to kick them like in the face.
Wow. Is karate something that you would want to continue doing?
Well, yeah, I'd love to continue it.
This year's summer camp was made possible with the support of the business community.
People who made significant contributions financially to cover the cost of this event. And some of these sponsors were Southside Meats, Telemedia. We had Smart yesterday that gave us a $5,000 check. We had BWSL, Water Service, La Popular Bakery, Medina's Material, the Original Acton Council, the BTB, the Public Utilities Commission, Ms. Sarah Cabanas, the Chinese Association, and I must stress about the Chinese Association, they don't like a lot of publicity. You don't see them in front of the camera and, you know, accepting gifts and praises and so, but we need to recognize the Chinese Association, the community here in Orange Walk, because very quietly, they do sponsor from time to time. And so I must mention the Chinese community, they also contributed to this event. RB's Multi-Service, the Honorable John Briseño, the Orange Walk Central Executive, the Orange Walk Central Office, the facilitators, the volunteers, the parents, and of course, you, the kids.
Reporting for Ctv3 News, Norma Ruiz.
On July 15, 2023, Prime Minister John Briseño departed the country to attend the European Union, Community of Latin American and Caribbean States EU CELAC Summit 2023 in Brussels, Belgium. There, PM Briseño sought the support of the member states of the European Union EU for Belize to be placed on the list of countries whose nationals do not require a Schengen visa. The government believes that Belize fully meets the EU's criteria for a visa waiver based on the concern that nationals of Belize, including government officials, face undue burdensome and costly challenges to lodge a Schengen visa application and to maximize economic relations with the EU and especially the promised benefits under the CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement. Today, Prime Minister John Briseño updated the meeting on that meeting.
What has happened is that CELAC, which is the Caribbean and Latin American countries, we have not met with the EU for the past 8 years. So when they decided, well, that they were going to call this meeting, it was important for Belize to be there. The meeting went well as planned, but for us, we have been campaigning very vigorously to get visa waivers to enter into the EU, the Schengen visas. We have made the point that we have modernized our passports. It's now digitized, and it has the biometrics. It has all the security features that they have required. But also probably just as important, we have made the point that Belizeans, there's very little risk of Belizeans wanting to go to live in the European countries. In our discussions with the different countries in the one-on-one basis, pretty much they're very sympathetic because, again, we tell them if we need to go to Mexico or we have to go to El Salvador or Guatemala to get a visa, so almost it's becoming very, very expensive to be able to go. They believe most of the countries have agreed that they're going to be supporting Belize. They're going to meet in November to make a decision, and we're hopeful that it can come up in November. And from all indications, if that were to happen, it seems that it's very clear that we are going to get the visa waiver.
Presently, Belizeans planning to travel to Europe must travel to Mexico and apply for a Schengen visa. If the waiver is approved, that movement will be eliminated.
Belizeans would no longer have to go to Mexico City or to go to Guatemala or even Honduras to be able to get a visa to be able to go to any of those countries. I believe that by making it also easier to travel, it will then also, I think, would also help to foster trade or economic investments between both countries. So I think it would be something good for Belize.
The mission of Belize to the European Union also noted that traditionally visa waivers are granted on the basis of reciprocity, and Belize does not require visas for any national of the European Union, which goes even beyond Schengen member countries. The government of Belize has signed a $77 million loan agreement with the Saudi Fund for Development for the construction of a 60-megawatt solar energy plant in Belize. The 60-megawatt solar energy plant is expected to stabilize the nation's energy supply, reduce dependence on fossil fuels, and promote a cleaner and more sustainable energy source while providing cost savings, environmental sustainability, job creation, and improved access to electricity to rural communities, according to Prime Minister John Briceño.
As you all know, because the economy has been growing so fast, the energy consumption also is increasing, and we are going to soon max out what we have. That is one part. The second part is that also Mexico is having problems with energy. Presently, we produce sustainably through 61% through renewable sources of energy, 61%. And we want to go to 100%, and solar is one of those ways. So this investment will help us to get towards that 100%. And secondly, it will take us towards being fully energy independent. And that is why we felt that this loan is very important for us. It is a loan that we will pay only 2% per annum, and I think it's going to be paid over 30 years. So it is it's a big win for Belizeans.
When are these plants going to be constructed, and you have any idea where they're going to be constructed?
Well, I don't know exactly where it's going to be constructed, but we've already signed, so the money is going to be made available, and we want to start as soon as possible.
18 schools across the Belize district will be pilot schools in the upcoming school year for a new initiative to promote a healthier lifestyle being launched by the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Ministry of Education in conjunction with various other local and regional stakeholders. The initiative is being launched under the name Healthy Habits, Healthy Schools, Healthy Belize Project, and looks at providing healthier meals to students and reducing sugary drinks in their diets. The Director of Health Services in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diaz Musa, says that the pilot project will roll out in September and possibly across the country by next year.
And one very big initiative that's coming up is one that we have termed Healthy Habits, Healthy Schools, Healthy Belize. So we're working in collaboration with the Ministry of Education in order to improve the food that our children have in schools. This project will start in September, and we have 18 schools as part of the initial pilot, so 18 schools in the Belize district. And it's a phased approach, but I thought it would be a good opportunity to mention a little bit about this project, seeing that it's going to be implemented in September. So the phased approach involves, of course, first, sensitizing the public, ensuring that we inform everyone of what the plan is from the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education. And secondly, how we go about ensuring that this initiative is a successful initiative. Now, some of the schools that have been chosen have already started their own initiatives independently of this project. So some schools have stopped selling soft drinks, have only promoted healthy foods, have started to distribute snacks, and they have gotten really positive response from parents, from the students as well. So it's important for us as a ministry, and Ministry of Education is in agreement that if we're going to do an initiative like this, it has to have the buy-in of the students. The students have to want to change the way that they're eating, and they need to demand healthier foods at the schools. In addition to the foods that they're eating, we also want to ensure that the amount of sugary drinks are reduced. Studies in the past have shown that young kids consume 2 or 3 soft drinks a day, whether at school or at home or at friends' house, etc. So this habit has to really, we are trying to ensure that that habit is changed, and we promote more water, more natural juices, coconut water, or other things that they can use, fruit juices without sugar. And so we're starting with training of the teachers who are a part of these schools. We will meet with the Parent Teachers Association as well, and try to ensure that we get this support from the parents as well. And of course, we'll roll out a big sensitization and training for the kids. So we'll start with initially trying to get the schools to not have any sugar sweetened drinks sold to the children. And in addition to that, to ensure that we have a healthy option for all meals that the students can choose. As I said, it's a gradual process. Many times if you try to
The project is also being supported by the Ministry of Agriculture and various other local and regional partners, according to Dr. Musa.
One very big initiative that's coming up is one that we have termed healthy habits, healthy schools, healthy beliefs. So we're working in collaboration with the Ministry of Education in order to improve the food that our children have in schools. This project will start in September, and we have 18 schools as part of the initial pilot, so 18 schools in the Belize district. And it's a phased approach, but I thought it would be a good opportunity to mention a little bit about this project, seeing that it's going to be implemented in September. So the phased approach involves, of course, first, sensitizing the public, ensuring that we inform everyone of what the plan is from the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education. And secondly, how we go about ensuring that this initiative is a successful initiative. Now, some of the schools that have been chosen have already started their own initiatives independently of this project. So some schools have stopped selling soft drinks, have only promoted healthy foods, have started to distribute snacks, and they have gotten really positive response from parents, from the students as well. So it's important for us as a ministry, and Ministry of Education is in agreement that if we're going to do an initiative like this, it has to have the buy-in of the students. The students have to want to change the way that they're eating, and they need to demand healthier foods at the schools. In addition to the foods that they're eating, we also want to ensure that the amount of sugary drinks are reduced. Studies in the past have shown that young kids consume 2 or 3 soft drinks a day, whether at school or at home or at friends' house, etc. So this habit has to really, we are trying to ensure that that habit is changed, and we promote more water, more natural juices, coconut water, or other things that they can use, fruit juices without sugar. And so we are starting with training of the teachers who are a part of these schools. We will meet with the Parent Teachers Association as well, and try to ensure that we get this support from the parents as well. And of course, we'll roll out a big sensitization and training for the kids. So we'll start with initially trying to get the schools to not have any sugar sweetened drinks sold to the children. And in addition to that, to ensure that we have a healthy option for all meals that the students can choose.
Earlier this week, opposition leader Shine Barrow announced the UDP's move to file a no-confidence motion against Prime Minister John Brisenia, which is expected to be heard at the next sitting of the House of Representatives. The motion, according to Barrow, was made following a number of inadequacies from the government, and particularly the PM, starting with the Portico Definitive Agreement, the debacle. Now, we must note that for the motion of no confidence to be pushed forward, it would require more votes than the opposition side has to offer. Today, the media questioned Prime Minister John Briseno about this motion as he returned from a 2-week-long trip. Here is what he had to say.
There's no reason for me to be called. Actually, remember, we need to remind everybody that cabinet discussions are confidential, and that not even a Senate inquiry can ask for ministers or to go and discuss what was what is discussed in cabinet, because then once you do that, then that means that ministers are going to be very careful as to how they speak in the cabinet. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be called, and there's no reason to call me, but I think they may want some kind of information, which if it is within the law, the cabinet secretary would be able to provide.
The UDP motion of no confidence will be a private member's bill that is supported by Standing Orders 25, 26-2, and 31 of the Standing Orders of the House of Representatives, and by Section 37.4 of the Constitution of Belize, which would require the Prime Minister to resign if the motion succeeds. The Social Security Board has invested a large sum of monies in school scholarships for the past 22 years. From the funds, hundreds of young people have benefited throughout the country. This year is no different, and the SSB is enabling an additional 40-plus young people with the opportunity to go to school without worries that their bills are unpaid. This morning in Belize City, the SSB invited the media to be part of the community empowerment movement as the awardees of the scholarship for 2023 received their certificates.
Is looked at as an entity that pays out sick benefits, pensions, and other employee services. The truth is, the organization is an exemplary one that has afforded thousands of students the possibility to achieve their educational goals. This year, 40 more students formed part of the SSB scholarship program, and they were all smiles today in Belize City as they officially received their certificates, automatically securing them as a member of the scholarship program.
This year, we got 167 applicants from all over the country, from Belize to Toledo. And of that 167, we shortlisted to 97 that proceeded to the interview round. And then after that, we shortlisted again, and we are awarding 44 scholarships today to successful applicants. The stories that impressed me a lot were students who, aspired to be teachers, to work in the environment, to be programmers. They come from backgrounds that, some of them, their parents may be struggling a bit financially, but they aspire to, improve their economic situation. They aspire to be independent, and it's not just to get a high school diploma or even a sixth form education. They want to be, contributors of our society, productive members of our society. So that is what overall impressed me from this year's cohort.
Since the inception of the scholarship program in 2001, the SSB says they are proud of being part of the educational growth of young people and their families. This year, the requisites did not change, so each scholarship recipient was chosen based on academic performance and their financial need to continue their educational path.
Can you talk about the requirements for those who receive the scholarship?
Well, if you want to apply for the scholarship program, you need to submit your transcript, a copy of your Social Security card, your letter of acceptance, an essay, letters of recommendation. So that is what you need to submit in the first instance, and then that is sorted, and then we get the process going, with shortlisting to the interview round, and then, of course, awarding successful applicants. You need to maintain a good GPA or have a good academic performance. For example, for high school, you get $1,200 each year for the 4 years. And you have to maintain a B average, a B plus average, I believe. And then for the associate degree level, you have to maintain, I believe, 3.0 GPA, and you get $2,000. Okay, and so the maximum that you can get from that scholarship is $4,000. So, once you keep working hard, maintaining a good average, you will maintain your scholarship, and you can look forward to well, basically not worrying about finances because, you know, each year school fees are due again. And so parents are like, what will I do? And, you know, how will I deal with it? So all you need to do is just focus. Basically for the next 4 years, or if it's an associate degree level, the next 2 years, their job is to be a good student, learn and apply what they've learned so that they can be a productive member of our society. And I know that's what they want.
As part of the compromise between SSB and each recipient, community service is a must as a form of appreciation. Elmer Cornejo, Ctv3 News.
And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Monday, August 7th here on Ctv3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, have a safe and pleasant weekend. Thank you for watching and listening. Good night.